Multiplayer video games. They're toxic, they're frustrating, sometimes they're shitty.
Hey, not all multiplayer games.
You know what? You're right, I'm being harsh. Journey would never do this to me. What's pouring, thirsty thoughts? Lately, with all this bullshit going on in the world and with all the toy collecting we've been doing, I've been feeling super nostalgic. I've been feeling a little indie. I've been kind of trying to discover myself, and what I really want to do is go on a journey. I want to embark on a trip anywhere outside of my comfort zone. In that vein, I wanted to create a cocktail based on one of the greatest video games of all time, multiplayer might I add, after spotting the pre-orders for this unreal figure. So come with me as I once again break down how to craft and theme a geeky ass drink and review the figure of the first character I ever shittily cosplayed for DragonCon. Insert embarrassing Facebook pictures here. To be fair, I got stopped so much because of that scarf. I do not miss the bias tape, but I miss that motherfucker. 2012 was kind of a weird year. It felt amorphous, almost suspended. Everything after that kind of made me feel like I was a pair of piss-stained pants that God threw over the shitty chair in his Minecraft bedroom. Through all the knee-high sludge we had to wade through that year, there was one shining star, and that was video games, a constant in the nerd world for our entertainment, taking those journeys into our own hands. And that shining star was Journey, an indie title developed by that game company and Santa Monica Studios for the PS3. It's the kind of game where, you know what? Wait. Your doctor called. She says if you can't appreciate this game of art, then I'm afraid that your stage 4 internal necritis is progressing. The soundtrack, bless you Austin Wintory, you Grammy-nommed fucking legend, soars above the clouds, replacing any semblance of toxic chat functions with a tonal wonder that starts off with the strings of discovery, only to swell into a brass cacophony of terminal achievement. Exotic notes evoke emotions I only thought Disney princesses and young Japanese boys chasing beetles in the summer could experience. I dare say the landscapes and intricate implied exposition carry me through the wild old world like I was tethered to some comet. When you reach the final level, you see the goal you've achieved. Death. Yeah, you realize that the invitation of death makes you utterly appreciate every step that you took, every friend that you made, to an atomic degree. You're nameless and faceless, and yet somehow you know that you're still you. You're still you. This kind of purity that I felt playing Journey can absolutely be transferred to a drink. Let's just get rid of all the pomp, the ego, the brand naming, all that kind of cool stuff that bartenders love to flaunt, even though, power to the bartenders, I prefer to mix my drinks at home, and I'm gonna show you why. So to emulate the idea of a journey, I chose the humble Negroni, not because it rhymes, but because it's a silly fabled accident of a drink. A gloriously uncomplicated cocktail all travelers should know how to order and how to make, no matter what city, town, country, plane of existence, or death realm that you have found yourself in. All travelers should know this drink for their journeys, but with a little alchemy and magic, we can get inspired by this. This Thots is the terrific pop-up parade of the traveler from Journey, from GoodSmile Company. I gotta tell you, we gotta look at this thing for a sec before I start fucking us up with some Negroni deliciousness. Look at this thing. GoodSmile has really done it again. This pop-up parade line that they've started with these excellently sculpted figures, all under $50. You just can't beat that. I mean, fuck.
I can't believe you've done this.
I promise I won't do that joke again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That made my Crohn's a little worse. The details for a figure under 50 like this are absolutely stupid. I mean, we're looking at the embroidery of this scarf. We're looking at the shading. We're looking at the beautiful simplicity of the face. And I'm gonna be honest, look at the fuck. I mean, it's defying gravity with this incredible base sculpt. It's ethereal. It's absolutely, whew. All right. Now let's talk about this goddamn Negroni I've concocted. Shit fits because these bad guys have one loose formula. It's 1 gin, 1 Campari, 1 vermouth. What is Campari? It's bitter orange liqueur. What is vermouth? Aromatic wine. We can do a little alchemy and figure this shit right out. It's kind of like the game of Journey. Everything else you're doing in the process of mixing is the actual fun part of the game. And the cocktail at the end, it's still a juicy Negroni. Just how you got there is up to you. And that is one of the coolest things that I like. Wait. Did I just compare Negronis to death?
Riff.
Alright, first, we're gonna get an ounce of one of my favorite gins. This is a bussin' gin. About an ounce of this. Barr Hill, honey-based distillation from Vermont. Barrel aged just a little bit to soften it up. Kind of like how you want that soft feeling from the sand in the game. I absolutely love doing a nice barrel-aged gin in a balanced cocktail like this. So, we've got our honey gin. Absolutely fantastic. Smells like a floral garden all the way from here. Then, we're gonna move on to a little splash of this Arancello from Italy. This is Fabrizia Blood Orange liqueur. Kind of like a limoncello, except it's a little more round and plush. It's kind of sexy. It's not Campari. No shit! But I thought the blood orange would evoke the feel of the traveler's look. You get a very plush softness and a plush sweetness in that, and you still get this absolutely alluring citrus flavor, for sure. Then we move on to our third component. This is a fucking French word I'm not gonna say right, and it's Quintier vermouth. It's made with one of my favorite wines. You all already know Peanut de Charentais. Fuck! Okay, but Toy Boy, put the word up here. Oh, okay. Anyway. Here is gonna be our vermouth. Aw. I wanted that to be more red. Don't just put food coloring and shit to make it themed. Stupid. I'll come for you. Don't do it. So now we have our ounce of vermouth. And because of Discovery being the best part of Journey, I'm gonna do a couple little things that are really gonna punch this sucker up, make it a Negroni that you would never think to order in a restaurant, but one you can certainly do for yourself. I've got some really neat Jacobsen Salt Company Bolivian rose salt. Not sponsored. I just fucking love their salt. We're gonna put a bit of salt in there. Usually you would put this in a saline spray, but I don't have fucking time for that. We're gonna do this salt because it's gonna pump up all those fruit flavors. Any fruit flavors in your liquor are gonna be really good after you add the salt. I mean, to be fair, everything I ever do in life is good after I add salt. So, because we didn't use a bitter orange liqueur in the middle of our little cocktail adventure, I am going to add a few drops of tart cherry saffron bitters from a really good local company we really love. I won't show you too much because it will dox me, and I'm not trying to do that. What do you know? Everything is balanced. It's this beautiful sugary weight. Toy Boy, if you will, I'm going to shake this shit out of this. Ah, yes, a proper mixing bowl. Mixing cocktail. Shouldn't have done this drunk. All right. And normally you'd stir a Negroni, but I didn't want to have to wash more than one dish. And the splashing later, because this is the first time I've ever used this mixer, we are looking at a pretty sexy drink. A pretty hot drink. And we just visited 4 countries along the spice fucking road to get there. If you ask me, I call that a journey. Oh, Lord, shit. Okay, it's soft, it's elegant, it's got a beautiful fruity characteristic. I'm sorry, but that honey makes me feel like I am floating in the clouds. It is so delicious. Oh, wow. This cocktail would collapse without the proper balance and harmony, but it's really approachable to make, and it's so pleasantly delicate for such an insanely uncomplicated cocktail. A carafe of this shit with your friends at brunch would end the day before we all collapse and have to go the fuck home. It's kind of soft, kind of elegant. It's kind of like that, you know, the volleyball player that you went to high school with 10 years later, still hanging on to that volleyball player body. You know what? Actually, no. But you had fun, right? I mean, I did. That's why I love playing Journey. That's why I love going on journeys, especially in the cocktail world. That, my friends, is the beauty of Journey. Food, booze, pop culture. The best parts of being human.